Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, anywhere else you may see this. Welcome back to Overthought Modifications. I'm working on my intro. I'm not sure if that's going to stick or not, but you got to see it first. So this morning, if you've been following along, I've got some possibly upsetting news maybe for the viewers, but not for me. So someone that helps us out, I was speaking with him about getting this cart finished, and I wish I didn't have to work on one that was supposed to have been finished already. That's my fault. He said, "Man, I'll help you out." He said, "I'll come paint it tonight." I was like, "What do you mean tonight?" He said, "I'll paint it tonight. When you get out there in the morning, it'll already be painted. You won't have to mess with it. You'll just have to clear coat it, or I can come back and clear coat it." I said, "That would be great." So I paid him. I just come out here this morning. He did a great job. He did everything I asked. Now, I did make a mistake, and I'm going to show you that here in a second. It's no longer swamp green. It is now safety hard hat yellow and black. And it looks nice. Very bright. It's closer to the color it was supposed to be originally. Not quite neon, but I like the way it turned out. Now, my instructions for him were paint it, get a good thick layer of paint on it. Well, prime it, of course, and then paint it and get a good thick layer of paint on it. And then I said this: I want all the frame yellow. Don't worry about taping it off or any of that. Just give it an express coat. You know, like most viewers are going to do when they buy a go-kart. They're not going to tape it all off and make it professional like I spent all the time the first time to do. And then it turned out mediocre. So we didn't put all that time into it. I didn't want him to have to work that hard in the nighttime. I said, in anything that's not the frame, I want it black. And that's what he did. So in our previous video, I spoke a little bit about not painting axles and why we don't usually paint axles. I didn't tell him that. So he painted the axle. Painted the axle very good. But if we ever need to work on that, it's going to be rough. Not his fault. He did exactly what I said. He did a great job. You know, he got a little bit of overspray on it. That's to be expected without taping anything, bagging anything, any of that. I can go back and touch that up. 15 minutes worth of painting is a lot better than he was probably here for 3 hours. And I appreciate that. So coming into the cart here, it looks pretty good. It's very shiny even without clear on it yet. Like I said, we got some overspray. All that'll be cleaned off at some point. And then there's this. Did a fairly good job keeping it off the lug nuts. Some little bit on the lug nuts right here. That's not gonna matter. Now, this paint can always be taken back off. It's not that big of a deal. It actually looks better painted. I like that he made that black. That's pretty cool. I like that black is on there better. No longer swamp green. No longer has any rust on it. It's got some small places. We'll go back and touch those up after we get it reassembled and You know, he was on a crunch for time himself, I'm sure, because you have to put 2 coats on. That's nothing that can't be fixed fairly fast. Overall, I am very satisfied with what he done for us. See front springs. Might have to hit those once or twice again. The other direction. So I apologize that you won't get to watch it be painted. But there will be more. So for now, we're going to get this one reassembled loosely, get it off the table, and pull another one in here. Overall, I think it looks great. Y'all can comment and let me know what you think. If you like it better slump green. I guess it kind of loses its name now. We'll come up with another name for it and let you know. The rims are painted all the same color now. I'm not worried about it being on the tires because I'm changing those anyway. We're going to order new tires. So, it looks a little funny for a second, but after we get the new tires on it, that won't matter. Here's the rest of the parts. I'm not crazy about it being on the actual shop itself, but I'll give him a hard time about that. And that. Got the two-tone going on here. It's not that big of a deal. Like I say, he come in the middle of the night to paint it for me. I'm very, very grateful. Okay, so this one's not been painted. That's the one that's bent. I'm okay with painting it. And he actually straightened up a little bit when he was finished. So we're going to reassemble it. Get the parts put back on, get it rolled out of here, out of the way. Then we're going to start on the fun stuff. More of a complete build. Just to try, I'm going to hit this with a hammer. Now that is not what we would consider fixed by no means, but It's close. It's very close. We lost the set screw out of this collar, which it doesn't do much anyway. It doesn't matter if that spins. But let's see what we're working with here with the actual tire. That gets us clear just enough to be okay. That's very good. We're going to spray it. Not with that. It's yellow. Actually, we're going to wipe it off first. Sufficient. We're going to stick these on there just to see what it looks like, but the back of the rims still need to be painted. I like it. I think it looks fairly nice. The back of those rims actually couldn't be painted now that our axle is painted after we put them back on. I'm going to go with that is not perfect, but it will work. I never have been a fan of that pedal setup. If I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, I never have been a fan since I worked on this the first time. A lot of people get these Manco Dingos. I was actually told by a Facebook group, those are the easiest ones to work on. They're very good to start with. They don't have a lot of parts. They're lightweight. I'm not going to recommend that one of these frames for you to start off with. Design in general, they look cool. There's a lot of things that from factory are not right. When you first get one, this giant chunk of metal that's here don't come on. It's got a flat bar that goes across here with an engine plate on top of it. Lots of groups have posted pictures of those bending, breaking, cracking, falling off. They won't hold anything stronger than a 6 or 7 horsepower motor, or 8. They're just designed poorly from the start. What I kept messing with on this pedal up here is the way this bar is designed, it slides in and out. But because the way the pedals are designed and the linkage is from the bar to the pedal, they also move up and down in the front. So instead of just moving forward and backward, it's raising and lowering. When it's top position, there's not enough room between the bar and the frame. So when you push the pedal down, this black linkage bar hits the frame. Now I may have it put together incorrectly, but it's put together based on the pictures I looked at from a factory car. In the beginning, I had it not factory. I had this over here. I had it very loose. And we're going to try it this way. I just don't like that design. If we continue riding this one frequently, I'm going to replace this linkage bar with a full cable. Meaning, this cable will come all the way up to the pedal. Obviously that one's not long enough, but we'll get one that is. I really do not like that setup. it is. It's not my personal favorite kart by far, but it's a lot better than it was when we pulled it in. Fix the fuel line. It'll be ready to ride. Still gotta bolt that in. I really don't know if I'm going to keep that seat set up. When we start welding on one of the other ones, right now I have to travel to a welder. I may weld a bottom seat bracket and reuse these that right now are just acting as a stop. Put a plywood and a leather seat back on it. I think they look better than this. This works, but I don't like the way it looks. Now with all the black, I'd rather have a black seat. But we're not going to do that quite yet either. Other than that, it works again. That's what we wanted. It looks fresher, works again. You guys got to see, other than the painting. If you'd like me to, I can show you. This is what it would have looked like. That's what you missed. So here it is on the ground.